Have you been wondering how to get gorgeous druzy like this? Stick around and I'll share all my tips and tricks.
Hello friends, and welcome back to my studio. So I have started playing with doing resin geode art lately, and I've been having a lot of fun with it, more than I actually thought I would, because I'm not usually into super blingy, sparkly sort of stuff, but this has just really been a new fun way for me to explore epoxy. And I have been working on my Druzy recipe, so I just wanted to share that with you. It seems like on the internet there's a lot of mystery around Druzy, and I don't think it needs to be as complicated as some people make it out to be. I have a background in geology. I haven't used it for 25 years, but I do think it gives me a different eye for the details associated with this sort of art. So I am going to show you 3 different colors and ways of using Druzy. And yeah, I'm just going to bring you in. I'm going to show you my different products that I have here. And I will list all of those products in the drop down below the video. So if you have any questions though, please always feel free to leave me a question or comment in the comment section, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. Okay, let's have some fun. Okay, so my 3 main ingredients, or 4 main ingredients, is I have clear epoxy. I'm using Stone Coat Countertops Art Coat. I like having something that has a long open time when I'm doing Druzy so that I can really play with my formations and get it just how I want it to get before it starts curing. And the other thing with white Druzy in particular is you need the UV protection because you don't want this turning yellow over time. Okay, so this will help keep a really nice white appearance. Okay, so then my other 2 stars of the show is this is a coarser sand. I hope you can see that. Again, I'll put this in the drop down below. I use mostly this. Now you'll see there's a few little grains of sand in here that are not perfectly white, and I'm okay with that. You can get ones that are perfectly white, but they're more expensive, and this one just has a few little bits and pieces here and there, and I think that that actually adds to the reality. It makes it look more natural, because when you see Druzy in nature, it very rarely is pure in color. It's always going to have some other impurities in it. So the other thing is there's few enough of these that if I really want to pick them off the top of the final product, I can. So I use that. And then this is just plain white craft sand. It's a really fine texture. It's probably a little hard to see on the video, but it's just a normal fine texture white craft sand. And then I have some white glitter here. I think this is diamond dust from Polycolor, but I'm not 100% sure. It's just a really nice, fine, very sparkly white glitter. Okay. And another one, I'm not going to use it in this particular piece, but I have this opal glitter that also is really beautiful in this type of Druzy. So I will, even though I'm not going to use it, I'll link that below also. And then for embellishments later, I have some fine, coarse broken glass. I'm just going to sprinkle that on top later, and you'll see how that plays in. Okay. So, just going to dump this in here. I probably use 2 parts of the coarse sand to 1 part of the regular fine sand. And then for my epoxy, you really don't need that much epoxy. I always make a little more than I think I'm going to use, but I'm going to start with maybe 2 ounces. And I just mix really well in between each addition. And after I get the first couple of ounces mixed in, then I really maybe do an ounce or so at a time until I get it close to where I want it.
On the graves cracks of 1,000 leaves, somewhere in between our past and our future, rolling over all the dividing.
Okay, here we are. So this is really kind of where I want it to be. I can squish it and it holds together and makes a clump, but I can also make it look more granular, which is what I really want. So if you're a baker, this would be something like a coarse crumb is what you're looking for. And yeah, I'm really happy with that. And that was 3 ounces of epoxy for this whole container. And oh, also these tend to be, I reuse most of my resin containers over and over. When you do make Druzy though, sometimes it's just hard to get these cleaned up. So I like using something that I don't care if I just throw it away. So these sorts of containers that I save from meal prep are just perfect for that, okay? Should be able to see that. This is great stuff that I've sprayed around this board, and I'll do a video on that another time, but this is what I have to work with right now, and I'm really kind of happy with how this turned out. And then it's just painted with a metallic gold paint. Okay, so I am just going to start lightly dropping this into place.
Are you still listening? Want to be heard by you? Slow fall into the Indian Sea, where the cold and the hot meet, and the powers that be lead. When it's morning and my soul is clear.
Okay.
I look
Hoping that you guys can really see the different textures and luster in here. There we go. Okay. Okay, so here we are with, this is going to be my black blue Druzy, and the big difference is, this time my foam doesn't go all the way around the board. So what I've done is, there's plastic here, it's just a clear plastic, and I have that draped over a board. You do not need to put it on a board, but it does need to be on something flat. I have it on a board so that I can pick this up and move it later so that I can work on something else on my table, okay? But if you are doing this and you're just going to walk away from it, you can do it right on your silicone mat or whatever you're using to protect your table. But you want something that the epoxy is going to be able to lift off of after it has cured, okay? So same thing here. I have 2 different coarsenesses of black sand. And then the big difference is my epoxy this time isn't. It's tinted with this beautiful opulent tanzanite from Mayspring. I'll put that in the drop down. And this is just a gorgeous deep, deep blue color. And mixed with the black, it just gives this gorgeous, not overly blue, but just not quite black. And that's what I'm going for this particular geode, okay? So again, you can see that's the coarser one. And I'm going to need a fair bit for this, so I'm going to go ahead and mix up quite a bit.
I I see that love rolling over. You call me back to bed. I find myself again, staring at the edge, slow fall into the Indian Sea, where the cold and the hot meet, and the powers that be.
Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to add these little stones, and these have a really lovely kind of blue shimmer to them, so it's going to give some nice highlights to this rather dark piece. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys how nicely this comes up. Look at that, there we go. Lifts right off the plastic here. I'll kind of break off some of these pieces that are a little more fragile on the ends. But look how this is really durable and tough now. So I just wanted to give you guys a look at that. Hope it all makes sense.
Slow fall into the Indian Sea, where the cold and the hot.
Okay, last but not least, I have some Druzy here that I made up just like the blue one that I showed you, except this is just black, and I also made it a little bit coarser than the other ones. So this one wasn't so much about showing you mixing, since I've already showed you that twice. This is just another application. I have decided that instead of doing the crushed glass here, I wanted to add Druzy. So all I'm going to do is add this on top to create more texture, and then I'm also going to add it into a couple of little spots just to add more interest to the overall composition. Okay? And then I also have a couple of little created crystals here that I'm going to add in, and you'll see how I do that.
Just a final quick walkthrough here. I am really in love with this Druzy recipe, and I hope you are too. I hope you found this video useful, and if you have any questions, please put them in the discussion box below. I'm always happy to answer and help in any way I can. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.